The I-5 is something that is of high priority for the continent and certainly for each of the African countries. So we fully associate with them. We fully, as a country, we have actually begun to modify our strategic plans to fit into this I-5. So in a way, they are very critical. They are high priority. We think that if we implement them successfully, we will address some of the key policy challenges affecting our country. Top of that policy challenge is the youth unemployment. So very important. Obviously, implementation of those I-5s are key. Implementation requires resources. We have learned today that we need about 170 billion US dollars to finance the I-5s over the next 3 or 4 years. It's a huge resource requirement. But resources are scarce, but there are many ways. We have to find ways to raise it. So I think the idea of the bank for the general capital increase is certainly a welcome move. We think as a country, as a recipient beneficiaries of this strategic direction, we need to support the bank in these things. So we are all just waiting for the process to start and then give our input, give our support on this so that we raise the capital. Obviously, capital increases happens everywhere. So we are aware as Treasury ministers, this is what we do in our countries every now and then, and we are very going to be supportive for this initiative. So yes, we are talking about the African Development Bank, which has been in our countries for a long time. So one of the big beneficiary that we have seen is increasing access to power to the many Kenyans. This program has worked miracles. We have moved now to almost 70% of the population has access to power in the rural areas. And you know what that means? It means in just a simple center, in a shopping center, as power, people can do some small welding, shopping, do windows and all those things, and they are creating jobs, and also, of course, having homes having light. It's very good for education, children, and the like. So, last mile access to power has been great. On transport, all the support we've received in terms of linking countries in the region, the roads infrastructure that has happened as is transport in our countries and also the neighboring countries. I could go on and on and on many interventions, especially on the water area also, and big things have happened, especially in small-scale irrigations. And I believe the I-5 now, as a strategic direction, is really what we need now to take these achievements to a higher level. And we believe well-funded, well-implemented, we will address some of the key challenges that face Africa at the moment. I think first it's a very timely theme for us. We as a country first in Kenya, we are already actually thinking, how do we move the industrialization agenda further? Our contribution of manufacturing has just become stagnant over the last decade or so. That is the reason why the jobs have not been created. So we think if we restart this manufacturing sector to contribute more. In fact, we are talking, if this sector was just to grow at a rate of 15% annually and contribute up to 18 to 20% of GDP, the number of job creation will be huge. So I think the focus of the next annual meetings, industrialization, is timely and the correct theme to focus on at this particular time. And we expect a lot, Korea being a country that has industrialized within a very short period of time. From 1963, we were in the same level as Korea. Now Korea is almost, I would say, an industrialized country. So there's a lot to go and learn there, practical, and at the same time, pushing the agenda of industrializing Africa. There's no any better time than now. So our expectation is that we are expecting to get, more practical, interventions that we need to come and do in Africa to push this agenda forward. So we are excited and looking forward for that annual meeting. Korea industrialized very, very fast. And we know that their economy was more export-led industrialization. It's something that we are also looking forward to. We want to go and see how they how they adopted this technology, how did they change the human capital within a short time to be productive and actually produce manufactured goods. We want to also see the new innovation that's happening in Korea. Korea now, say the phones that we have now, Samsung for example, how do we partner with Korea in Africa to create mobile phones like Samsung here in Africa? So we really want to go and learn a lot about some of those industries, technology industries, and Korea offer a lot. Also in the agricultural sector, we know they are very strong in the mechanization and how they have come up with that approach. So we expect a lot from the country. The big challenge that we now face is getting jobs. Jobs is something that no African country currently really cannot say that it's a challenge in their country. So what the bank is doing with this high five, especially industrialized transforming agriculture, is what we need. Because if we don't solve this problem now, it's certainly going to be a time bomb. At the same time, it's also an opportunity that these people, huge resource that we have of youthful people who can produce now. So we think we just need to utilize this resource that we have more efficiently. And I think the intervention that we are doing, we need challenges. Let's get the resources. Let's get the capacity to do it and move on. And I think we'll address the one big challenge that we have, which is dealing with unemployment. And of course, with that, we reduce poverty and also get more people included in the transformation of our economies.